Hello, hello. Welcome to the Align and Expand podcast. I'm your host, Loren, and I am very excited to have you here. Clicking away here. Sorry, as I first start trying to get up my notes. So today, if you're listening like through like Spotify or iTunes, you are not seeing me, but this is my first time that I am actually recording video at the same time that I'm talking. So I can throw this up on YouTube. So if you're watching on YouTube, welcome. This is the first time I'm doing this and I'm excited. And today we're going to be talking about my top tips to making a vision board that actually works because it's that time of year. Everyone's doing the vision board. And if you don't know what a vision board is, if you don't have one yet, you should probably do it. And also, let's talk about what it is. So, I don't have a technical definition, but a vision board is basically like pictures of what you want to create in your life in 2022 or whatever year it's going to be when you're listening to this podcast episode. And you can create a hard like physical vision board. Like when you were a teenager, if you're a girl, you probably did this, like had a teenager like a teen room where you made a collage of all these photos, and that's basically what it is. And it's you choose photos for what you are wanting to create in 2022 or the year ahead. And most of the time people are doing that at the beginning of the year. And you can do it on a board, you can do it in Pinterest, you can do it on Canva and save it as the background to your phone and your computer. I do have some tips on that later, so I want to talk about it. I want to talk about my tips on why a vision board works and what it is that you need to do to make it the most powerful vision board you have made yet. And so, making a goal with a vision board doesn't help you reach your goal. Like, that's not what helps you reach the goal. What helps you reach the goal is the significance of like what you're actually doing. So your subconscious mind thinks or processes things in pictures and symbols. And so when you are taking the time to make this beautiful board and you put the pictures however you're doing it, I this year I did a physical board, and I'm going to recommend that you do that later. But when you take the time to do that and you think about what pictures you're doing, you're really communicating to your subconscious mind like what it is that you're wanting to create. But it's giving your subconscious mind a picture of what it is that you're trying to create. And that is powerful. It's the same reason visualizations work. You are giving your subconscious mind something for it to think about and have as what you're trying to create. And as we will get into in just a minute, your subconscious mind is what helps you create the ability to reach these goals that you are trying to reach. So, when you, my first tip, when you are picking a goal for your vision board, you need to make sure that it is a goal that makes sense. And so here's the thing. Your logical mind is the conscious mind, the one that you're aware of. Like when you're like, hey, that's a dish, that's your conscious mind. The subconscious mind is deeper. You can't just like access that, or most people can't just access their subconscious mind. They're very deep and it just comes out through our conscious mind. And you need to think of I've heard of this as the logical mind is the goal setter, and which is your conscious mind, and the subconscious mind is the goal getter. So you're thinking about all the goals that you're trying to create. You're thinking about all these things that you're trying to create in your life. And that's your logical conscious mind. What's going to actually help you get there isn't your conscious mind, because your conscious mind is that what actually holds you back. Your thinking mind, that's what talks you out of doing the shit that you want to do every year. When you start thinking, oh, I can't show up on camera, blah, 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 blah. Those thoughts are coming from deeper rooted, but it's the logical mind that's making you think you can't do those things. So what helps you reach your goals is the subconscious mind. And it's important to make a vision board that speaks to the subconscious mind. So let's dive into some things that are really important for you to know. Your subconscious mind has these things like within the NLP community. Your subconscious mind has prime directives, and there's like 20 something. I don't know the exact number. But you want to make sure that it aligns with these prime directives of the subconscious mind. So the subconscious mind likes things that are specific. And one of the mistakes that I made on my very first vision board is that I made it really symbolic. Like, I think I had a hard time finding pictures that really represented what I wanted to create. And so instead of like having a number of what I wanted to make for the year, I just had a picture of a bunch of money underwater. It was this really weird scene. Everything was really symbolic. And so, I mean, it's still on someplace. Every time I go to look, I'm like, I really need to take that vision board down. Um, it I don't even know what they meant. Like, I look at it and I'm like, I am not sure what that's supposed to be. That is not helpful. That is not creating a vision board that aligns with your subconscious mind. That is not a vision board that is going to create or help you create your dream life in 2022. So you want to make sure that it's not too symbolic. My best advice is for you to make sure that you pick a picture or a shape or a word or whatever it is that like 100% completely resonates with your brain, that when you look at it, you're like, oh, yes, that's exactly what I want. There's no thinking that has to be done to process, like, what did that mean? What is that supposed to symbolize? Um, like when I look at my vision board that I created for 2022, it's so powerful and clear to me. Some of this stuff is already happening. And what I like to do is like I have it hanging someplace that I walk by 1 trillion times a day. And every time I walk by, sometimes I like to just like I look at a picture, or I don't have to think. So because everything is so clear, I can walk by and be like, "Oh, that's my dream bathroom. That's my dream bedroom. That's what I'm creating this year." So make sure that the pictures are not vague. Make sure that you don't have to do any thinking about it. You know what it is. Like, don't make it some crazy symbolic thing. It's that simple. The second thing that I encourage you to do so that you are reprogramming your subconscious mind every time that you look at this board is that pick a and choose pictures that create and connect to a feeling. A good feeling, a feeling that you're wanting to have. If it's a feeling of confidence, a feeling of abundance, if it's a feeling of luxury, whatever it is that you're trying to create in 2022, when you pick your pictures, make sure that they evoke that emotional feeling. Because when you have strong emotions, your subconscious mind is actually programmed faster. So, this is why, like, when you are thinking about, we have like over 6,000 thoughts a day. I've heard so many different things about what the actual number is, but I'm confident in saying it's over 6,000 thoughts a day. If all of those thoughts created your reality, then we'd be screwed, because like 1 second we'd be on a beach someplace and the next second we'd be like crying in a corner because we're having a bad day. Like, that's not how it works. Um, Things are programmed over time with repetition and when there's strong emotion involved. So make sure that when you pick your pictures, they just like instantly take you there. You're instantly in that feeling of whatever it is you're trying to create. So, for instance, I have a picture of my like soon to be new office, and it's got a certain vibe. And every time I look at it, I feel like it's clean and I feel like I can work and I feel like it's going to just really bring like the energy that I'm trying to bring to my work in 2022. So think about that as you are choosing your pictures. Um, I said this before, but that's what I do. But make sure you put this someplace that you see it all the time. Don't hang it like, I don't know, in a room you don't go in. Don't. I recommend, if you don't make a board like where you're cutting out pictures and pasting it someplace, I actually have like this cork board that I used. Um, Print out your vision board. So if you make it on your computer, print it out and put it a billion places. Put it like the very last thing you see at night before you go to bed. Put it the very first thing you see in the morning when you wake up or go into the bathroom. Put it someplace that you see over and over and over again. And one of the things that I like to do every time I go and I see it is I like to say an affirmation every time I like walk by. I get a quick glance at that picture, and whatever that picture is, if it's, my money goal for the year, I have a really crazy big money goal this year. But I make 30,000 months, 30K months. I make 30K months. Like, I say an affirmation that aligns with what I'm trying to create based off of whatever picture got my attention as I'm walking by, so that I'm creating extra repetition along with seeing the picture and programming my subconscious mind. I also, whoa, I would also like to encourage you to meditate on this board in the morning or night. I mean, I don't mean meditate, sit there, light some candles, spend like a bazillion years staring at your board, but at least when one time a day, when you walk by, spend some time looking at it. Like, make it your friend. Be like this space that you go to, and it makes you instantly tap into these feelings that you're trying to create. Because remember, we created pictures that really evoked feelings. One of the things that you need to remember is that sometimes people will chase a feeling for their goal. So, like, happiness is my goal for 2022, happiness or freedom or I don't know, calm, serenity, all these things. Those are feelings, and you can have those feelings anytime. There's no reason or need for you to put that as a goal for 2022 because you can have that right this very second. And if you carefully choose your pictures for your vision board, you can have those feelings every time you look at your vision board. So when you sit there and you take a moment, I mean, it doesn't have to be more than a minute a day. Take a second to look at your vision board, tap into those feelings, and meditate on them. Tune in to that and really anchor it into your subconscious mind. I feel like I'm talking really fast because I am trying to get this done before the baby wakes up from his nap. And I wanted to get this out for you guys because it's already like second week of January by the time this will go. So, how to use this with your manifestation process. So, you can totally use your vision board with your manifestation process. And I would encourage you to do a few things that would really bring in or really create a good partnership with your manifestation and your vision board. You can create a like ritual or in your journal or whatever it is where you write down everything that you have put onto your vision board in the present tense. And you can say, like, thank you for whatever's on your vision board. Thank you for my 50 clients that I worked with this year. Thank you for, like, one of my goals for this year for the podcast is to get to 50,000 downloads. I need your help for that. I need you to share. Anyway, write that down on a piece of paper in your journal, wherever you want to keep it. Thank you for my 50,000 downloads. Write it in the present tense, and then you can say, thank you. It is done. However you like to word your manifestation wording. If you're brand new to it, I do two things. I write down, um, I thank you for my 50,000 downloads. It is done. And that's it. Or thank you for 50,000 downloads or better, or whatever works for the highest good of all. You can word those a couple different ways. The other thing is that you want to be taking action. So to make this a manifestation process, you need to be taking action that aligns with your vision board. And this has actually been really fun for me because it's not something I did last time. I didn't correlate the two, which is silly to think, but now when I do something for my business, when I make a purchase, I think, does this align with my vision board? Does this align with what I'm trying to create in 2022? When you go to take action every day in your business, whether it's big or small, the tiniest step possible in your business when you're taking action, whatever you got to do to keep moving forward, you can be sure that aligns with your vision board by taking a look at that vision board and then seeing what it is you can do that day that moves you one step forward. I mean, it seriously, friends, it doesn't have to be freaking hard because, on my vision board is to have, I said this earlier, my podcast office/room, whatever I'm doing. And it's already started happening. It's January 5th and it's already started happening, which is super cool. And today I painted like the cabinets. That's one step closer to making the freaking thing happen. Doesn't have to be big. So make sure you're taking action that aligns with the vision board. And then you need to start embodiment work. I say this all the time. Embodiment is like the key because you're starting with the being level. You're starting at the identity level and being the person that has these things before you actually have them, because that is what magnetizes everything into your life. That is what is going to create what you want because you start stepping into the version of you that has those things. Okay, the version of me who has 50,000 downloads of her podcast. What does she do every single day? How does she promote her podcast? How does she interact with her audience? How does she, how many emails does she send out? What is she doing to make more than 50,000? Like those are the things you start asking yourself so that you can start being that version. It's not about like going back to the example of my office. It's not about like me going and spending like $3 gazillion to make my office happen in one month. I don't have the money like to keep just like making the office perfect and be done in 1 week for me to be in it. I'm slowly doing it. I'm working on it. It's going to be there eventually. And so just embodying the first person that already has it. So it's like I'm not going to pay for everything all at once, but right now I can afford, the super cute picture that I'm going to put in there. Whatever it is that you can do that helps you embody the version of you that has whatever it is that's on your vision board. And then, the very last thing that I want to leave you with as you're thinking about your vision board is that you have to be grateful for what you have. And gratefulness creates more opportunities for you to be grateful. And when you're busy wishing that you had more, it just creates more opportunities for you to want more and to not feel satisfied. And so you want to not be in a place of yearning. You want to be thankful for what you have and focus on the end result like you already have it. So, um, you want to feel like you already have these things. And so when I say focus on the end result, that means what that means to me is that you aren't sitting here today freaking out about how you're going to make it to like 50,000 downloads for me. I'm not sitting here today thinking about how I'm going to, I just simply think about it and focus on, I'm going to have 50,000 downloads. That's what I mean by focusing on the end, because that's what aligns you with it. When you are focusing on all these other things or freaking out about all the in between that you don't even know what's going to happen in 6 months, that puts you in a place that isn't energetically aligned with creating what you want into your 2022 goals and making your vision board happen. So I hope that this was a quick episode that helped you have a couple tips that will really make your subconscious really make your vision board align with your subconscious mind so that you are really working with the subconscious mind because it's the goal getter, and you're going to just start implanting these seeds and they're going to grow and they're going to be so fruitful this year. And I know you're going to do it. If you have questions, don't forget to DM me on Instagram at Loren.Runyon, or you can always send me an email. That's at hello@lorenrunyon.com.